love you anyway. Even if you cannot stay, think you are the one for me. Here is where you ought to be. I just want to satisfy you. You're not mine, I can't deny it. Don't you hear me talking, baby? Love me now or I'll go crazy. Whoa, sweet thing. Hey, don't you know you're my everything? Hey, whoa, sweet thing. Don't you know you're my everything? Ooh, I got the candy lady in the house with us tonight, baby. She brought the sweets and stuff, so I'm feeling so sweet, so good, so sweet, so good. And then I got the number one. Y'all heard it first exclusively here. The number one email marketing strategist in North America. We're going to scratch that. Well, let me try that again. The number one email strategist in the world. We have none other than what? We're going to get into all of that. And baby, if you got some stuff that you want to take and throw together and be consulted by one of the best in the game, the one and only from past the what? Sugar. But huh? Whoa, sweet thing. And don't you know you're my everything? Ooh, I'm back again. So, y'all, before we get started, so since we're talking about entrepreneurship and empowerment and different things like that, child, if y'all love me as much as y'all say y'all love me, I want y'all to go on out to what? To www.amazon and pick yourself up some golden gummies. We will be dropping the affiliated link to take care of me and the channel, baby. There is your affiliated link that's in here, and we will be dropping that throughout periodically throughout the run of the show tonight. That's your Goldie Gummies from me. So say, hey, I'm helping you in your immune system. And child, I picked up something. I'm just going to start doing a whole little tech part. I picked up something and I'm sharing it with y'all. That's the reason why I'm not having all the black little flashes that I normally do with my green screen. Baby, I picked up this new um toasting bar. It's a light uh it's a multicolored bar. Child, let me show y'all. This bad boy come with a what? A what? A Mo Control, a manual one, and then you baby, you can download your digital one. But I ain't get a chance to download the digital one yet. But go pick yourself up. You know, it's in the descriptions too. You know, your Goldie Gummies and this, and just because y'all just didn't think that I was gonna take and do that or whatever. Oh, I don't have my link. Yeah, guess what? I do have my link. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna drop that link on down there for you too. See how go through and help support your girl because the girl supports you. I'll be trying to put y'all up on all of it. So once a week, we're gonna have a highlighted item, you know, that we're gonna be taking care of each other. But the Goldie Gumby, she gonna sing, she gonna be too legit to quit. Hey, too legit. Too legit. Yeah, I got all my stuff snatched back tonight. I ain't got it out. I'm not rocking it down the Ross tonight. I'm not coming out and came out. Okay. But anyway, we're gonna get right on into the show. Who do I start with first? I need a singing partner. Let me bring her on out here. Whoa, sweet thing from the Kicking It Lyric Official. And by the way of y'all are hearing it first exclusively here, baby. She's got her own follow-up show that's coming out. It says what? The Gemini Effect. Tea Time with Tasha, baby. She will be coming through and doing what? She gonna be dropping us a little tea. And she's a special guest for next week too. So y'all make sure y'all check in on Tuesday on the Real Talk because we're gonna be talking about some couple things. Because you know some folks out there is acting a damn fool. Go what's the hey Tasha?
What's going on?
Girl, did I catch you off?
Yeah, no, you didn't. Like I was, yeah, you've been making me feel like such a celebrity. Thank
Girl,
you.
you are. All of us colors is celebrity over here.
Oh, yeah, it's been such a long time since I was able to be here with you. Ah,
Yes, I be
I
missing
love
you.
I know.
You
It's
and me
hey,
was never part.
Mackie, da, da.
Right, right,
I got you. But yeah, it's
right.
been very, very busy, but hey, I always make time for the ones I love.
Yes. And you know that's something that's a part of life. When you truly love something, I don't care if it's a man, woman, dog, or cat. You know, you make time for things that you love. But if you don't make
Yeah.
time for it, like I made time to take and put that associate link down there for the new
Yes,
light bar, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, girl, we try to do it over here. We try to make us a
we
couple
are.
dollars.
I'm
Just,
telling you.
5 or 10, 15 or 20. But we ain't gonna limit it on that.
No,
The
no.
old nasty golden gummy one right there too, but
Yeah.
girl, let me bring this in the email strategist. Strategist.
Yes.
Not the, but the. Wow, the one and only Miss Letitia Campbell's in the building.
Hi
Hey,
guys, I'm back again.
tag team back
Hey
again.
Tasha, hey Jasmine.
Hello, hello.
Hey, girl. Child, I'm trying
Yes.
to hope my, I'm looking for them to take and send me some endorsements from, because a girl is plus size over here, so I need to be doing
Mm,
one day mega meals releases and stuff like that. I ain't trying to do Weight Watchers because a girl will stick over here and I'm all right with it,
that's
so we
right.
ain't doing
That's
Weight
right.
Watchers, but
Mm,
and
I'm
then last
almost about to say, let me do the surgery.
I like
last but
that.
not least, y'all, we're gonna take and round this panel on out with our
Right.
non-binary, our one and only from Past the Sugar, the CEO, the
Yes.
one and only Lily. What's tea?
Lily.
And
Hello.
I am here. I am present. Present.
Yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Yes.
So I'm gonna bring everybody up to speed. The purpose of us doing this show tonight is not only to laugh and have ourselves a good time, because we do laugh at ourselves, but have ourselves a good time, but it's empowerment. Like I was explaining earlier, for those that caught my YouTube, my Instagram live, tonight's purpose was intended for me to be like, okay, I'm just gonna just do it with only my female audience. But I sat back and I thought about it. Everyone needs empowerment. I don't care, male, cat, dog, fish, cat, or whoever. Everybody needs empowerment. So I want to do a segment. I'm not gonna say it all the time. Now I'm gonna say it once a month. I'm just gonna do it when the spirit hit me. We're gonna have an empowerment conference that I bring on a select group of people to come in and share a little bit more and enlighten people on their story because we all done went through heartache. We all done went through pain. We all done suffer a little bit. And there's some things that we would change and there's some things that we wish would have done better at the first go around so we wouldn't
Mhm.
have to learn from it the second go around. So, with that being said, ladies and non-binary, I'd like to thank y'all and welcome y'all to the first Jasmine Divine Empowerment Conference. Thank y'all for
Thank
being a part
you.
of the panel
Thank
tonight. And
you.
with that being said, I'm just going to open up the flow,
Mhm.
and whoever would like to start, we can start because I don't really have a format on how I'm going to do this tonight, but when I start asking questions, y'all know I'm in there. So we just gonna do it like that. Um, yeah. Let's. You know, I'm wrong. I'm gonna do it like this. So let me do it like this. We're not gonna start with
Rewind.
the internet yet. Yeah, we're gonna start. We're gonna do something a little bit differently.
Mhm.
Home based in Nashville, Tennessee. Um, I have my girl Tasha in here in the house with us this evening.
Mhm.
And I want you to explain a little bit about where you're coming from and where you're at right now presently.
Mm.
Um, and before you do that, I want everybody to do something for me. Close your eyes, everybody on the panel, please. If you can think of one phrase that sums you up as an individual, I'm going to say that one more time. If you can think of one phrase to sum you up as an individual, as a individual business owner right now, what would that phrase be? Not your slogan, because we all got our slogans, but
Mhm.
intimately, who are you as the individual? And everybody has the opportunity. I'm going to be quiet.
Well, I would have to say I'm dominant. Like ever since I was a little girl, you ever watch that episode of Martin when he lost his radio station job and he got the janitor job and the first day he said, "How can I be the manager?" And it was his first day. Like that's me. Like I always want to like reach to the top. I want to learn as much as I can learn. I want to hire people who have a zone of genius that I don't have because you win more when you do it together. So yeah, I have to say dominant.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, me, she stole my word, by the way. Um, I would say genius for me.
What?
Um, yeah. And I would say that because in my mind, I think about certain things that I want to do. And before I even know it or start planning it out, it's unfolding right there in my hand. So I always say, whatever you can think it, you can hold it in your hand. And I just think that, the universe has this really funny way of bringing things to life if you think about it. So it's a form of meditation, I think. So I wasn't planning on starting every business that I have. Some things just happened. And I found myself planning when I didn't even want to plan for it or whatever. So every strategy that I came up with, it all started with an evil scientist lab. So that's where I think the genius came from, where it's like, oh shoot, this is happening. And it was very prosperous for me. So
Got
genius.
you.
Yeah.
I think for me, and this is going to sound crazy kind of, but chaos. I don't know why, but I work well in chaos. That's how I'm
Girl,
able.
I can't say nothing about that.
I'm able to take chaos and bring order.
Ooh.
That has always been my talent. That's always been a skill of mine. And from an entrepreneurial aspect, we live in a chaotic world. There's always a need or order for something.
Yeah.
So I find myself being very able to, in any situation of chaos, which, let's be honest, in our everyday lives, we experience chaos daily. Whether you might not even realize it because it's become a way of life. But you actually sit back and look at your life like it's chaotic.
Hmm.
So for me, I'm a person who can look at chaos and like, okay, this is how to bring order here, and we can bring order here, and we can bring order here. Um, for me and my own personal entrepreneurial, the things that I'm doing now, that's how I came to my own little niche because I saw chaos. So I said there needs to be order.
If I had to take and say anything about self, mine would be unorthodox and visionary because the way that I have set up, just using my YouTube, for instance, the way I have set up and I've done my YouTube, it was a gift and a curse. The reason why I say it was a gift and it was a curse, for months and years, I had the idea to do it. I was scared to walk out and step on faith to do it. But I had the will to want to do it, but didn't have the know-how in order to do it. Um, and we all root for the underdog in one way or the other. And for the longest, being who I am has been an outcast, has been undesirable, has been overlooked, has been underrated. But there's a new day. all those things don't count anymore. In the words of Brandy, Oswald doesn't count. So, years of being the underdog, underrated, underappreciated, underloved, underestimated has paid off because during those trials and tribulations that we each go through, we've learned something positive and we've learned something negative about self.
Amen.
And if you haven't went through something, I was talking to Letitia and I was talking to Lily the other night, and we were talking.
Yeah.
And if you don't see an evolution in self,
Hmm.
you're
Mm.
stagnant, which stagnant water breeds nothing but harm and death.
That's right. You got to evolve.
So if you're constantly doing something, and Tasha will tell you, this is the way I am, this is not a, I don't put on a front for this.
Mm-mm.
This is the way I am in live and in person. I
Hmm.
sit there, I love on you hard as I, the way I chastise is the way I love on.
Right.
Yeah.
I love hard and I chastise hard because I don't believe in taking and doing sugarcoating with people. Like, this is what you're going to get. If you can't roll with it, check your feelings at the door. And then when you leave from being around me, then pick them feelings
Yeah.
up because I may say something that's going to hurt your feelings, but in the long run, I have a reason why I take and say and do the things that I take and say and
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And I'm appreciative for me being quiet when I need to be quiet and to move forward when I need to move forward. But this ain't about me. This is about y'all sharing the gifts and getting people to that point that someone needs to hear. You know what? I can do this. If they started from such and such and such and such, I can do this. So again, I'm gonna open up the floor. Who wants to start us? The number one cake making lady in um, beauty supplies consultant, the number one new candy lady on the block. I mean, you want to get started? You want to do us the number
Hey,
one email consultant, the number one beauty consultant for queer and fashion designers, the up and coming queer and fashion designer. Lily, you want to get us started? Who want to get us started? Because we surrounded by royalty on here.
I can go first. I can do that because y'all was on the show last time, so
Go
know
ahead.
I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and start. Hello everyone listening, because I know that you're gonna stream this everywhere. So hello everyone listening, everyone watching. I am Tasha. I am located in Nashville, Tennessee, based in Nashville, Tennessee. However, I can reach you anywhere. I am now a entrepreneur and owner of a third company, y'all. And that came from an idea that I did not think would create such a need and such an uproar that I would literally go right back to being up all night planning, creating, thinking, brainstorming, crying, happy. Like you just go through so many different emotions when you're starting your own business.
Absolutely.
It's a scary moment, but it's a pivotal moment and it's an encouraging moment and it's like a phoenix from the ashes moment, kind of. So all of those wrapped in one. So let's start from the first one. It used to be called Exquisite Designs, where I pretty much just made chocolate covered strawberries, and that's all I did. Anything that I could dip in chocolate is what I was doing. And I created little packages just for birthdays and celebrations, what have you. Well, around 2018, June, I lost my mother, who was a caterer, a bridal consultant. And she did it all. Like she was a Jill of all trades. So I was that as well. However, when my mom passed, I literally picked up her talents. And I used to burn cornbread, you guys, like cornbread,
What?
listen, anything I put in the oven, pizza, hot pockets, pizza rolls, name it, it's being burnt. Okay. So I used to burn everything, but for some reason, I go into the kitchen and I have this patience about me when it comes to cooking. I have developed this love and patience for cooking. And it had to come from none other than Charlene Beeberry. So I feel like when she passed, she literally just said, "Nope, I'm not finished with this life. Let me go ahead and just reincarnate myself into my daughter," and that's exactly what she did. And I'm thankful that she did because it allowed me growth It allowed me to literally look into myself, to love myself more, to recreate myself, to reintroduce myself, and to reestablish myself. And in doing so, I was able to rebrand the company and actually serve more and do more and actually help other people that wanted to start their own business. I literally went through fire trying to get my business started, not knowing what to do and how to get started. And I didn't know anything about LLCs when I first started my business. I didn't know anything about that. So YouTube was my number one teacher, and trial and error was my second. So after dealing with that, I went into beauty essentials. After I started making cakes and everything, and I started creating a customer base where people were reaching out to me via email and social media and through the website. I was like, okay, I'm kind of good at this. I can do it. I can do it. The next one was, I always ran out of lip gloss. Like I could never keep lip gloss, or I would always lose it. And my businesses always came from something that I intended, for myself, but it just exploded into a very, very public thing. So by me not keeping lip gloss, I started making my own and saying, you know what? Other people could use this lip gloss too. So, I got to the point up all night, writing out plans, trying to figure out everything, trying to go from start to finish, the EIN, the LLC, and just getting everything together was literally a headache for me. And it literally pushed me to the point of, I don't want to do it. And then 2 hours later, let me write this down. I want to do that. So it was just so many things that it was a big ball of confusion then. So when I literally launched Beauty Essentials, I launched it like the name and everything, and then I launched the website. Big no. So I would tell anyone, always advertise yourself first before launching a website. So I literally, that was trial and error, and I learned um, to advertise myself a little more. So this is just me doing it, no team, no nothing. This is just strictly me. So when I did that, the sales are great. Don't get me wrong, the sales are great. And I was able to literally pay my bills with my cake business and the lip gloss business. So those working together, that was going great. Then I fell into my deep spiritual journey, which literally allowed me to go within myself, to learn things about me that I did not know, that I did not want to do, but I had to do it. And coming out of that, it made me a much stronger and wiser entrepreneur, that I was not going to let anyone or anything negative come in my space to deter me from my success. So if it was friends, family, naysayers, anybody that was putting my company name down, putting me down, you getting swept out the door, because
Gotcha.
I have this business mind. I have these $1 million ideas, and I'll be damned. Excuse my language. No, I don't excuse my language. I'll be damned if I let any negative entity or anything come around me to break that. You gotta go. So in
Amen
saying
to that.
yes, so in saying that, the Munchie Junkie, can you put that up just in time? That popped up. I was literally on the phone with one of my friends. His name is Craig Bailey. And I was reaching out to him because when I get ready to roll out with my show, I wanted to do a little something at the beginning, the Gemini Effect, Tea Time with Tasha. Now, this show is not going to be your average show, okay? I understand that I come from Kicking It with Lyric Official, and that show has really helped me spiritually. It's helped my journey. Lyric is just so powerful in who he is. It just the things that he tells you, you can't help but to feel it within your soul. To know that he simply wants you to win. And to have a friend like that it's everything. And then with him, Onyx, and myself, and we're on that show, like we're just expecting to just have the show so everyone else can be healed, but baby, it turns right back around, and we're taken care of too. So it's a 360 show, and I love it. But on my show, I'm all about grounding and cleansing. I'm just like, 5% ratchet, just a little bit. So,
Only five, good.
hey, well, 50. Okay, 50. Dang.
Okay, you know.
Okay, 50. So now I'm all about the tea. I'm all about the tea. I be wanting to know what's going on, but I stay in my lane. So when it comes to new music, new movies, and new businesses, business plugs, who started a business, who's doing nails, who's doing hair, who's doing, I want to put people on as far as like business, just like what Jasmine is doing. I want to put young entrepreneurs, like, because I know so many young women that are literally starting their business. My niece does nails and has her own shop, and I'm very proud of her. And she's not even 30, she's 24. 25, 24, 25, literally doing nails, hiring nail techs and things. So I want to highlight those people and let them know, hey, my platform is your platform. Bring somebody else on, let your platform be their platform, and then bring somebody else on. Let it's all about women empowering each other, because I do feel that a lot of people, a lot of women, we tear down each other when it comes to each other, just whatever, for whatever reasons. But as far as my show is concerned, I do want to create a pedestal for women that is literally trying to do something positive instead of just twerking all day. So yeah,
I mean, you can twerk, but it ain't gonna work.
yeah. So they can do what they want, but however, with me, you know what? This is what. Yeah,
I mean,
She's so
that be the same
messy,
one.
so
That be the same
messy.
one that be
Why
sitting
does
up
she
that be
throw her
trying to do
hair
the
off
twerk.
out?
That be the
Why?
I was
same
like,
one
did
that
she
be doing
sell
the twerk.
those?
Oh my, you know what? Please.
because that's the kind of stuff that's gonna be on my show. So that's why I'm just laughing.
Wow.
Yeah, so like I'm literally gonna have it all on there. So yes, of course I'm gonna bring Lyric and Onyx on the show. I have to. I have to.
Hmm.
So certain times they'll be on the show. I have two females that are gonna be, two women are gonna be on my show as well. They have their own businesses and everything. There's gonna be a segment called All in Your Business, where it's my friend Nakia. She's really like knowledgeable in what businesses do what and how to get business credit and how to, she's literally going to have that, and she's going to drive that portion of the show. So it's going to be pretty much like that 360 show, but then we're going to have a little segment when it's all about the tea. And yeah, and then I'm going to save the tea part for another thing, so I want that to be a surprise on the show. um yeah, so I got to keep that secret from you, Jasmine, just for one
I
little.
mean, I'm fine with it because I'm gonna be there.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
gonna be there. I'm gonna do what I
So
always do. I'm gonna come through and support.
yeah, you support so tough, and that's why I love you, because I mean, you don't like, you don't go back on your word. You mean
Mhm.
exactly what you say, and you say exactly what you mean, and
Period.
that's why every time you tell me, "Hey, I got you," and I look up and I don't forgot it, and you, oh, so when you go, oh, she really, oh, okay. So those are the people that I love to have in my corner. So just speaking out loud and everything that I wanted to achieve, but I got off track a little bit. I'm a rambler, so I gotta get, you
We
gotta
we
bring
gonna
it
we gonna we gonna pull you
back.
back in.
So yeah,
So
so
yeah.
as far as like the Munchie Junkie Company, so at the beginning of every show, I'm going to be pretty much doing a live set of either a cover or my original music with the background singers, with the whole band and everything. That's gonna be my countdown to my show. Me literally singing.
Okay, you
So
can
I
be
got,
colored on your. Okay, you're gonna be colored, ratchet, and singing. Okay, so
I mean, hey, look, I am a woman of that. I'm a big ball of talent. So not only do I bake cakes, I sing, I make lip gloss. I am a 4.0 student. I am a mother. I'm so many things, and I just want everything to come in full circle. Even on the show, I'm in school for criminal justice, so I want to teach our people about our laws, because we have a lot of street lawyers around letting you think that, oh, this is how you're supposed to do it. No, I'm learning it from the book. This is what I'm going to teach you some stuff that you need to know. It's certain laws. A lot of us, black people do not know our amendments. We do not know our rights. I will be teaching you that.
that's
So,
what's up.
so as far as the Munchie Junkie Company, Craig was like, yeah, you should sell your cakes late night. Some people, they be wanting sweet stuff at night. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about all that. They can just go to the store and get it. He was like, yeah, but why go get it when he can come to you? I said, oh, okay, okay. I sat down and I just started jotting down some stuff, and I was like, darn, I like, having the munchies at night. That's cool. And then in the same breath, I said, no, that'll make me look like a little junkie, a little munchy junkie. And I said, wait a minute. And to see it was stuff like that that just it explodes in my mind and it creates a whole lane for me. And I just went with that. And I came up with like four different names and I just sent them out to people sporadically. And they started sending back, oh, I like this name. I like this name. So as soon as I got it, I went straight to www.tn.gov, got the EIN number. I'm waiting my 30 days to get my DUNS number. I've gone downtown. I got my business license. Like I'm on a roll with this. So I've literally just laid out everything. And yes, your girl is the modern day candy lady, will be delivered on DoorDash. I'm waiting on Postmates. I'm waiting on Puff and also Uber Eats.
Do you deliver out of state? Somebody asked.
Oh, for my cakes, I am shipping them. But as far as like the Munchie Junkie Company, that's pretty much like candy bars and stuff like that. If they,
They still may want some Dunkin' Junkie crack at 4 o'clock in the morning,
I
child.
mean, if somebody want to come to my house in Nashville and get something and deliver it to Arizona, that's on it.
Okay.
But yeah, but if you want a cake, you can go to the website. I'll drop the link. You can go there, and I
Lily
am
just put it up there for you.
awesome. Yes, it's Exquisite Designs. You can go there, go into the contact area, and you'll be able to submit your inquiry. I'll get it. I'll call you, and we'll kind of go down the line if you're allergic to anything. Because if you're vegan, I use a whole different thing. Gluten, I use a whole different process. So
Red
I mean,
velvet, you do a whole different thing.
I can't wait till you come back. I'm just gonna make you like a 5 tier
No.
cake.
I don't want that no more. I done told you I don't want it no more.
Well, you still gonna get it. You still
I
gonna
don't
get
want it no more.
it. But yeah, so it's I can ship out of state now. I finally got the knowledge to do that. So little by little, I'm making strides, and I'm very proud of myself. Because not only that, I have businesses to pass down to my kids, and that was the main focus to
Diva
leave
one said
something.
yes. DoorDash and Postmate and Uber Eats.
Yes, yes,
Um, well, Miss Tasha the Gemini, we're gonna move on for just a
yes,
second
yes.
because like you said, you was rambling on.
I was. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I love you. I gotta just mess with you, child. I love you. I gotta mess with you. Coming up to bat, baby. She is the one and only to build millions in
Yes,
5 steps, baby. She's got it
Yes.
all, baby.
Yes.
Empowering women
yes.
of color.
That's
The
right.
one and only Miss. Do you need an introduction? Do I need to do an introduction?
Honey,
It's up to you,
I mean, because you're the global wide
got it
number
going
one
girl.
on.
female
Yes. I'm trying.
marketing consultant.
Yes.
You are who I send my clients to when I'm overbooked to get them done.
That's
So come
right.
on,
That's
Miss
right.
Letitia Cameron, go on and give them a little like something, something.
Well, I did talk about on the last show on Tuesday, like my origin story and all that and everything. And I really feel like tonight is a great conversation, like you said earlier, and how Tasha explained on how to get things started. Because a lot of people think that it's hard to start a business, and it's not. It is a lot of people think it's complicated. I mean, I say because building a business is hard work. I'm not going to sit up
I
here and say that.
I interject one thing. A
Go
lot of
ahead.
people are intimidated by it.
They are intimidated. They're probably looking at other people and they're like, oh, they're lucky, or they probably have some superpowers that you'll never. That's not true at all. For me, my biggest thing, as I said on the last show, that I had a passion to be able to stay home with my children. I had a passion. The fact I was sitting at a job and I was like, you know what, I can do this, what I'm doing here in corporate online. So for those people out there who are like, oh my God, building a business is intimidating, it's complicated. It's actually not. It boils down to what you would love to do for the rest of your life. I think that's what really resonated for me, is like what brought me the most joy about business and how can I monetize that, right? So one of the things I want to share that's quite interesting is that When I left my job back in 2017, the first 2 weeks of me being like completely 100% an entrepreneur, I was lost. I was like sitting here around the house, like, okay, what do I do? Because you know, you have the corporate mindset, the 9 to 5 mindset. Now you're transitioning to the entrepreneurial mindset where you don't have a boss, you don't have deadlines, you're not getting emails as people requesting things. And now it's really all on you. So if you don't know how to motivate yourself, if you're that type of person that has to find YouTube videos and follow people to get motivated, you could be successful, but you won't last, because you have to motivate yourself. There's going to be moments in your business that's going to be very dark. For me, my darkest moments in my business was when I went through staffing changes, right? Also, obviously, you know, last year, everything that went on, that was a dark moment as well. But I feel like what I get women to do is sort of get into surpassing those dark moments and still getting back to their why. You know, because when I get women, that clients that come to me and say, coach, I'm not really motivated, I'm like, you got to go back to your why, sis. Why did you start this in the first place? And why did you decide to move forward with this in the first place? And you know, they'll be sitting there crying, because your why should you make you cry. It should give you that sense of like, oh my God, like I'm gonna do this any means necessary. I'm gonna push forward any means necessary. So what brought me to doing email marketing, right? It's quite a funny story. When I first started out on social media and building my business, I was titling myself as the sales strategist. I have over 20 years experience in sales. And if you can make it in sales in New York City, you can make it anywhere, right? So started off as a sales strategist. And then back in last year, I had my 5th child, and I was in the hospital after I had her. And I was like, Letitia, you got to niche down. Because when you're offering services, it's a little bit different from products, because you got to be clear to your audience on what is it exactly you do and how you can help the people that come to you. So when I sat there and I was writing in my notebook, because every time I have a baby and I go to the hospital, I bring my laptop with me. I bring I'm there, and I make sure I have my own private room because I don't want to share a room with anybody. But I sat there and I was like, okay, think of the foundation. What is the first thing that people need before they start to thinking of generating sales, whether they're a course creator, service provider, or even working in network marketing, is that they need to build traffic. And I love that point you made earlier, Tasha, when you said first you got to get out there and brand yourself, because if you don't already have traffic, it don't matter how pretty you're building that website. People are charging $15K plus just to build a 5-page website with integration and everything. You build that and then it just gets dead in the SEO. And it's like, okay, you spent all that money and nobody goes to it. So when you build traffic, you know, when you're getting more and more email subscribers every single day, whatever you're going to launch, people are going to buy, because you're building a targeted list of people who want to receive information from you. You know, when people subscribe to your email list, is different from people who subscribing to your Instagram or friend requesting you on Facebook. When people give you their email, it's like nowadays it's like them giving you their phone number, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And some people cover their email addresses like their social security number, like, oh, why you want my email for? You know, like that's how far it's getting. So the fact that they're giving you that information is showing that they want to hear from you. So after I had that epiphany moment, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my audience moving by first building up that email list. And then once they we start getting them to build up that sales process via email, then we start to get into create actual sales funnels for them. Then we start to get into social media management. Like, for example, all the graphics you show, my team makes those things. So, and also posting them and engaging with your audience. So for me, email marketing is that back-end machine for your business. Now, Build to Billions, right? I just came up with that name, Build to Billions, recently. I'm sorry, that's my little door in the background. Because one of the things I feel is that I have 5 children. And if all my children start a business and their children start a business and their children start a business, that's billions of dollars that's running through my bloodline.
Right.
So when you're thinking of like, okay, I'm building towards, like even Tasha mentioned it, that legacy that I want to leave something for my children's children. Because
Generational.
I don't know my great grandmother's name. Why do I don't know my great grandmother's name? Because she didn't leave me anything. Like I even said this on my live this morning. Like I want my picture on the wall of all of my children's children and children's house and say, this is where it started. It started with Grandma Campbell. She was crazy, but she left us with something. So that's like I ramble too, Tasha. So because like when you love what you do, it just comes out, right? You don't need a script. So that's what led me to where I am today. And my biggest thing, and I said this the other day, is that, you know, a lot of women specifically stop building their businesses because when they get into that moment of evolving, right, it's almost like you're birthing something, or not even birthing, it goes beyond birthing something. It goes into like being molded. You ever like mold something like clay, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like pressing it, you're squeezing it, you're twisting it. And when you're building a business, you are going to evolve 100 times throughout the years. And when I had that moment sitting in that recovery room after having my daughter, I was feeling God like molding me and said, okay, we're going to take you now from here to here. We're going to narrow down your niche. So now you're speaking to a direct audience. So once I did that, I mean, before then I traveled all over the world. I spoke and connected to thousands of women before that. I was, but the point is that you reach a moment in your business that if you don't do a shift or allow the process to flow and evolve, then you're not going to get to that pivotal level of success, right? And even beyond this, you're going to even evolve. So I think that that's the biggest thing with business, and that's the misconception that a lot of people don't talk about, because it's in those moments that where the tears come, where the tests come, where you start to remove, like Tasha said, toxic people out of your life. And I'm not talking about like friends or a person that you met at the gas station. I'm talking about you may have to remove your mama out of your life. You may have to remove your sister, your cousin, your brother, your pastor. I mean, it may get to that point where you have to leave some people on the side of the road, because a lot of people are not going to understand the shift, or they're just going to be that
Mm-hmm.
negative entity that every time you're around them, you can't focus on the passion that you were put on this earth for. So I love what I do. I may not like what I do every day. You know, when you're working with clients and when you're trying to, stretch yourself and still be humble, because it's really easy in business to get an ego. Because I know a lot of women where their ego is driving their businesses. The ego is in the driver's seat, they're in the passenger seat. So that's another thing. So go out there and brag, but not build the ego. I know, Jazmine, you and I talked about that earlier, like the difference between
Mm-hmm.
bragging and building an ego. That's another transition, right? And also not have egotistical people around you. That's another thing. And the last thing I want to mention is you got to know your worth. Like I remember when, a couple of years ago, I was in a business partnership that was horrible. Horrible. I stayed in there. I was like, I'm gonna stick this out. I'm gonna follow through. And then after 2 years, I reached out to the person. I said, listen, this is not profitable for me. I can't do this. So walking away from situations in business, you have to do that fast. Like it can't be no thinking or analyzing or talking, is that you just got to walk away, because once you know your worth, you're going to sort of evaluate certain circumstances. Because I always tell my clients that as you guys grow and get big, there's going to be some snakes coming out the bushes that want to capitalize on your traffic. Oh, she's building her audience, she's getting more engagement online. They're not just looking at your followers, they're looking at your comments. They're seeing what people are saying, and they're like, okay, we need to link up with this person, and that has happened to me time and time again. So that's why I have contracts. Like, for example, I just closed on a contract earlier this morning. If you want me to be on your platform, I'm not talking about you, Jazmine. I'll show up regardless. I'm talking about, big, other things. But like I need some contract or some form to know like what am I going to get, what contribution that I need to make, how much hours I'm going to be spending a week on doing this. Because those are, and I want to go back to saying that, like, we as Black women, sometimes we don't do that. We get so excited when somebody gives us an opportunity that we forget, like, we got to get some stuff in writing, so I'm not sitting out here looking like a fool.
Well, even with you saying that though, like
Yeah,
the other night when you talked to me about the stuff that we talked about,
yeah.
and having a conversation with Lyric on the phone,
Hmm.
you know, we all, I feel like at times we get this mentality, and we all were just speaking of it briefly before we
Yeah.
started the show. You
Hmm.
know, we all at one point in time had the whole church syndrome that, you couldn't take and not necessarily boast about yourself. You couldn't
Right.
allow people to, you couldn't go back and talk about yourself and be proud of what you take and you do.
That's
And
right.
thank you for giving a portion of me that I lost away.
Yes, because bragging is
Right.
part of your business
Right.
strategy. You gotta talk about your accolades. Every time I do a client call, I say, "Hey, can I get a testimonial? Can you give me a video testimony?" I really love the videos because then people could tell I work with real people. Because I'm not gonna get to. But anyway,
Girl, I understand.
video
You ain't got it.
testimonials,
I
and so
understand.
I post those up all the time, even if I store them on my Google Drive just to have them there. But yeah, like bragging is so important, and I feel like as Black women, and I'm pretty sure this is from, for me it was from the church. Why in the beginning of my business I didn't brag, because when I grew up in the church, like don't boast, don't
Mm-hmm. You're
brag
supposed to
about
stay
yourself.
humble.
And
You're
then,
not supposed to say anything.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm like I said, when I was in Bali, Indonesia, the second time I did two masterminds in Bali, and I sat next to this guy, and I always tell you guys, if you're gonna do anything before you leave this earth, go to Bali. It's such a spiritual country that is going to just change you every time. It confronts you. Bali puts a mirror in your face, and you're going to confront some things, But yeah, one of those things I had to confront is me being proud of myself. Like when I would get like people tell me how good I'm doing and how much I've helped them, I couldn't receive it. I felt weird.
I understand that.
Yeah, and when I went to Bali, I had to release that. I had to release that moment, that trauma I had as a child when I was told, don't talk about your success. No, don't do that. You know, don't talk
Especially
about
being
your
black and being female, it's worse
exactly. Mhm.
because you're
Mhm.
not even. A lot of times, you're not even valued in your own home.
Nope. No.
At
Mm-mm.
all.
No.
Lily,
And
you
that
got
would never
anything you want to
change.
chime in on too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, no, you good. I'm just, Lily, you down there quiet. You want to chime in on
No, I'm
anything?
just listen.
Lily, right?
Cause
Lily
this
taking
look,
notes.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm the reason why I'm sitting up here and people may be thinking that I'm not paying attention, but I'm trying to get pictures and stuff that was being sent to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is powerful for me.
Right.
This is giving me confirmation on questions that I asked self that y'all don't
Mm.
know anything about. So I'm humble and also excited about the next step.
Right.
So I'm appreciative of this tonight. I didn't, I was doing the show, and the doing me thinking of the show was for somebody else.
Right. Right.
Right.
All a long time, this is something that I needed too. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
appreciative of it. Lily,
Mm.
child, you better get in where you fit in, baby. 'Cause the ladies is doing this over
You
here.
know,
They
I'm not
run the
gonna lie.
world,
This
girl, girl.
is, like you said, Jasmine. It's just very knowledgeable. It's very emotional to me because
Yeah.
you see all three of you black women out here
Mm.
doing the thing. Like
Mm.
it means so much. I don't even think words can express. But
Mm.
given our ancestors' history, our history,
Yeah.
and then the fact that I think most of us, all of us, are in contact with our ancestors,
Right.
to know the struggles that they went through and to look
Mm-hmm.
into where we are today. You
Right.
see three beautiful black women before you
Mm-hmm.
with brains, with knowledge, with talent that not only want to how to- not only want to push themselves forward, but their
Mm-hmm.
generations after them,
Yeah.
and even
Yeah.
people who are not connected to them.
Mm-hmm.
That is such a powerful thing.
Yeah.
Like Jasmine, thank you so much for hosting this night because
Yeah. Yeah.
this is truly phenomenal.
Yeah.
Thank
This
you.
is
I mean,
I'm
I'm
happy.
appreciative. I'm
I'm
appreciative
so
that y'all
thankful.
came in
Very.
and y'all wanted to share your gifts with me because
I'm
Yeah.
so
you
thankful.
can ask people, and I have asked numerous people, but the time wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
people, when the time is there, the right people come in to share
That's
the
right.
knowledge that they need to share. So I'm
That's right.
appreciative.
Right.
One person also said, um, Letitia, that if you can make sure that they get the link to the next master class that you have coming up.
Oh yes.
They
I
want
think
it
it's in the chat.
put into
Yeah.
the chat or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Build to
Um,
billions.com.
I'll put it
Mm-hmm.
in again. Hold on, honey, because y'all need to get this
Yeah.
number.
Because I'm
so
going there, baby.
and to me, like I
Thank
mean, I
you.
told you beforehand, the next one I'm gonna be in there. I want to be sitting in there. If I can't
Right.
catch the live, then I'm gonna catch the
We'll send the
replay.
replays out.
You know.
Definitely.
Um
Definitely.
and I do feel like that, this is information that it's universal. It's just not black female.
Mm-hmm.
It's black male too. for
Mm-hmm.
the ones that have been set up and said and thinking that the only way that you can succeed or get out of situations is being a ball player or
Yep.
being
A
a
rapper.
football player, a rapper,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
a
Right.
boom boom shake shoot 'em up
Mm-hmm.
gang, as my mom would say, boom boom shoot 'em up gang. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you can get out of your situation by taking and using this.
That's
It's
Mhm.
right.
okay to be knowledgeable. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay to be a nerd on things. It's okay
Mm-hmm.
to
Right.
want to think outside the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because a lot of people think like, even me, when I started thinking about my business, I was like, who would buy cakes if I made
Yeah.
them? Like, why would I
Mm-hmm.
do? I'm not gonna
That's
do
that
that.
self doubt
That's
that
the
we all hold on to.
intimidation. That's the
Hmm.
Yeah.
Can
intimidation
I
you're
say
receiving
something?
from.
Can I say this? If you look at the whole black community, so I don't care where you're from, the hood,
Mm-hmm.
suburbs, whatever. Entrepreneurship is in our blood.
Yes, it is.
Even if you
Mhm.
look,
There was a Black Wall Street before there was Wall Street, and I really
hello.
want people to look, Black people look back into their
Yes.
history of America, like even step beyond the fact that we built this country off of off of
Yes.
slavery, really more than anything. Like we had a humongous
We get humongous.
flourishing Black economy before the KKK came and several other groups came and burnt down towns and banks that were
Yes.
owned by us.
Lawyers
So
and
yeah.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's not forget that in our own communities, though,
Yeah, we attack each other.
women were not allowed to have monies and different things like that
Mm-hmm.
until I can't think of her name. She sat down. She made the first black owned, black operated by females and ran
Mm-hmm.
for, and only females could take and get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Was a black bank for black females.
That's great.
Yes.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, so it's so much heritage in our blood, and
There is.
the people try to whitewash our stuff so much, and I'm not talking about our Caucasian counterparts at all. But what I'm saying is that same spirit that you have when you want to take and you want to Latino shit. When I say this, you want to do the Nicki Minaj, Wendy Williams, and all these different people. Use that same exact spirit whenever it comes down to if you go play 2K, make money playing 2K. Don't sit up and play 2K with your boys and you not making money playing at 2K. Do it, but think about it in a bigger aspect of it. You'll be amazed at how many guys I've talked to. Is like, you're not really using smoking and drinking and stuff that you're doing right now. That you could be making money while doing it if you take a little bit of time and invest it into yourself and not just think about what's the latest pair of Jordans you need to pick up.
Right.
What's the latest pair of what's the hot designers that's out there now? Not like the Gucci's and stuff, but what's the Jordans, the Nikes, and um
I don't know.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Invest that stuff
I do
into
all that.
yourself.
Yeah.
Invest that time into yourself. Don't just invest in that you just want to take and get with this little honey or whatever like this. You want to get her pregnant. And then that's another thing that irritates me is that I think Letitia had to go. She'll probably be back in a second. Why is it in the black community that we want to take in? We have such an attitude now with hey babe, we have such an attitude with people talking about the whole COVID situation and different things like that. But we too crazy. We so crazy right now. We don't even want to take and save our own selves by taking and using condoms.
Mm-hmm.
Same scenario to me.
Yeah.
We want to preach and teach this, but we don't want to take and save our own stuff from this. Do
Yeah.
people not realize in our community the highest epidemic of HIV and AIDS rate that's rising up right now is um in the black and Latino women?
Yes, it is.
We don't take care of ourselves. We don't educate ourselves. It's time
Mm-mm.
out for us not educating and being on the same level playing field.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's right.
Black
Right.
women make 35% less money than the average black male, and the
Mm-hmm.
black male makes 25% less than the white counterpart.
That's
Yes.
Learn
right.
something, people.
Very
Yes.
true.
The gay rights, the Black Lives movements all started from not only queer people, but black women.
Mm-hmm.
Learn something, people. Y'all got to get it together. Like
Mm-hmm.
we got to stop being the outside. We got to get our everyone deserves a seat at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And the words of Madison, T.S. Madison, there's enough out there for everybody to eat off of.
That's right.
Mhm.
A
We just
whole
gotta
a lot.
stop. We gotta
Yeah.
stop not encouraging. How dare I having a
That
platform.
crab in a bucket
Mhm.
mentality.
Exactly.
And
Hmm.
You
that's
know,
and it's so popular because a lot of people
Hmm.
they follow the trend of, oh, they're popular doing nothing, so let me do that too.
Yeah.
Because like you guys said, owning your own business is intimidating. It's
Hmm.
when I tell people, yeah, I got 3 businesses, they're like, what? I
right.
do,
And
so
my biggest thing is, and I'm gonna be quiet for a second, but my biggest thing is this: we owe ourselves an opportunity to speak on selves on
Yeah,
our own platforms.
that's right.
How would I have a platform and not invite local entrepreneur females that are
Hmm.
trying to do something different
That's right.
than what their counterparts are? Why would
Mm.
I not?
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Why would I not
you
have y'all here?
unlearn some things, and I think that's just the big milestone you did. Like you had to unlearn all like the crab in the bucket thing mentality. As entrepreneurs, you have to unlearn the things, some of the things that your, if not most of the things that your parents taught you about money, right?
Hmm.
About about life, about everything, because that's what I
Yeah.
had to do. I had to unlearn some things, and realize the possible is possible, and saying, well, if Mark Zuckerberg can do it, if Jeff Bezos can do it, I can do it too. I can do it even
Exactly.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's
and
like,
speaking of
mm,
monies or whatever, and then I'm gonna let Tasha you have your say so.
Sure.
Don't forget on Mondays we have Money
yeah.
Mondays, and that's every Monday. It's
Mm.
a show that my good little sister girl from California that's living in this house. That's her
Woo,
house in the
woo.
background. Don't let
I
her
want to
play
go
y'all.
there.
That's her house in the background. She
We could
does
do a retreat there.
right.
Mm,
So what she's trying to do is with the motivation money, it's like what Miss Campbell was just saying. She's trying
Hmm.
to help us unlearn the negativity of not valuing self. This is what I got from it, because she can
Trauma.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I was learning from her is that it's time out for us not even paying ourselves. Put
Hmm.
ourselves on a budget. Learn how money works.
Hmm.
yeah.
Learn to invest in self. Learn not to be scared of how to invest with self. But
That's
baby,
right.
she
Right.
dropped a lot of knowledge over there.
Yeah,
That.
most people don't know every penny you invest in your business, you could put it down as a write off. You could put down wigs, contacts, nail. I mean, whatever. I mean, I put everything in there.
Man,
Okay.
my light bill, water bill, phone bill,
Yes, the square footage of
car
your
note,
home,
all that. Listen,
everything. A lot of us don't know that.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
that, but thank you for letting me know, because these two systems that I done bought for my YouTube
You
were actually
yes,
going to be
save the
free.
yeah,
receipt. Save the
yeah.
receipt.
Say every receipt.
She
Hmm.
going
Even
right
the
on no tax form.
yeah,
Right.
even the clothes I buy my boys, like
Yes.
since their names are employees of my company, like
Hmm.
clothes. When I say everything I spend to bring in this house, it is a write off.
It
So,
is.
baby,
And you'll
I'm
actually get perks for it. You get rewarded,
because
for having a
people
business.
do.
Yeah.
And again, it comes down to us being um taught something completely different, and we're
Right.
not being able to get a even level playing field,
Mhm.
because like you were saying, there's some parts you can go and live in the same city,
Mhm.
and it can be five different schools in them same cities, and
Mhm.
if you have a predominantly white neighborhood,
Mhm.
a white school, their
Mhm.
education is going to be 5 times, if not
Way
10
better.
times
10 times
higher
better.
and
Mhm.
better than if it is if you go into the hood and get
Mhm.
the same subjects being taught, because the
Mhm.
teachers in the hood don't care anything about that education. But when you have
And the
parents
parents don't
that
say
are
anything either.
when you have
Yeah.
parents that know better and go and check up and see why little Michael ain't doing what he's supposed to, but then you
Mhm.
got Deshaun over there. Deshaun is parents don't care anything about what they're doing. It's
Mhm.
time to wake up, people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I had to send my son all the way to Atlanta in order for him to get the education I felt like he deserved because
Right.
mentally he is so intelligent and so smart that
Mhm.
Metro Nashville was not doing anything for him. They
Mhm.
were failing him because he was asking for help. And teachers
Mm.
turning their back on him. So when I came up to the school, that's the 50% ratchet.
Mhm.
Um, if my son asks you for help, but if not, at this point, Let me just send him where he is. And now when I say he is striving and it's making my heart sing, like I
That's
love it.
amazing. That's
I love it.
amazing.
We got to get the
Thank you,
second
Diva
one.
One, for sharing the video. I really appreciate it. I feel
Yeah.
like that this is not just a one subject person. This is something that we all, and I appreciate you. Child, let me tell y'all about Diva One, and then I'm gonna be quiet. When
Yes.
it comes down to Diva One not
Right.
only gonna give you facts. If Diva One gonna sit and talk to you about something, Diva One gonna give you facts. And that one right
Yes.
there, I wish that one wouldn't be so camera shy, because that one can come
Oh,
on here and spit so much knowledge about the
Yes.
health care, the beauty extent of it to it. And
right,
that's another one that done started their own business, took something
right.
from nothing and started it all on
Amazing,
their own.
Yes.
amazing.
You know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
love upholding we as a black people, because
Mm-hmm.
there's not enough of us. We have so many. Let's be very clear and very frank about it. You can go to the
Mm-hmm.
Zeus network and you can see nothing but
Trash.
10,000% trash, but you can't have one positive
In
show on
simpler
there that's going
terms.
to take and sit up
Always
there
right.
and do it for us. I mean, Diva One tells you experience on how, how to take in the Lyft situation, the
Uh-huh.
herbal Uber Eats situation, the and all of the different things that Diva One done went through. Diva One done chronologized that, so you can
Mm-hmm.
actually sit there and you can watch those stuff and see how she took and did it to get to whatever point it was in the peaks time and the non-peaks time. I mean,
Right.
education. So if there's no reason why, and Tasha said it earlier, going to YouTube and watching things, there's no reason why we as a culture should be behind on anything. You can Google anything.
Anything.
If
Right.
you can't
Yes,
find it
ma'am.
on Google, Siri gonna have it. If Siri don't
If
have
Uh-huh.
it, it ain't out there.
if you don't like to read a blog, go on YouTube and you'll find a
A
video.
Or
Whatever
podcast.
it
somebody
is
done
that
read
you
it to
want to learn
you.
how to do.
You go
Podcast.
on. Drop your links,
Yeah.
honey. Drop your links,
I'm
honey.
just saying I'm
Podcasts have been
appreciative
really
of the
big.
people that I have linked up with, because over this last year and a half, I
Mm-hmm.
have ran across so many insightful people that have gave me so many different visions on how, what, when, and why to take and do
Right.
stuff, the things that I do, and I'm appreciative of it. I'm also not appreciative. Also not only appreciative, but I'm very humble by it too,
Mm-hmm.
because knowledge
Yeah.
is power.
It
And the more
is.
knowledge that you can take and you
Yeah.
can get down in you can regurgitate it and know your self worth.
That's right. And don't get so um it's great to be knowledgeable. Don't take so much in that to where it's like information overload. I call those people like tire pushers, where they take so much information
Yeah.
in and don't do anything with it. Like I was
Mhm.
watching a video yesterday and somebody made a point and I stopped the video there and I took action on what he said the first 5 minutes of that video. And then I kept watching everything else. Like don't listen to something so much or taking so much information that you don't take action on anything. You're
Yeah.
just a sponge, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I try to do
Absolutely.
everything that I can with the not with the information that I know, because I'm a note taker too. So
Yeah.
even like when I'm driving around, even when I'm making my cakes, y'all, I don't put no music on.
Because as entrepreneurs, Tasha, our brains never stop.
And never,
Like we can stay up
never.
for 24, 48, 72 hours. Our brain, like when I go to bed,
Right.
I have to listen to thunderstorm sounds because
Yeah.
I have to like trick my mind into rest mode because I was sit there and think and think and
Hmm.
think and
Girl, I
think
got
and
one
think.
even worse than you
Yeah.
do. I got one
Hmm.
even worse than you do. So mine is either I gotta watch Disney Hercules.
Yep, yep. So
It's either Hercules,
True
Sound of
Blood, True
Music.
Blood.
Oh, come on, True Blood.
You know what?
That's
Hercules,
my
I
show.
Sound of
can't.
Music, or either what's the other one that I listen to all the time? Damn, I can't think of. Anyway, I had to put me on a Disney movie to take and make my brain go into sleep
The
mode.
Marvels, like Avengers.
No,
I,
girl, because that gets me going
I'm
right there. Because
weird.
I be trying to be up there fighting right along with them. No, I can't do the
Uh-huh.
Marvels. The
So
Marvels
I
I
guess
is
have
I'm the only weird one because I still be listening to podcasts on how to
Yes.
do your business, how to make your
Yeah.
business. I listen to that.
mm-mm.
I put my earphones in. I'm knocked out
when
sleep.
Uh-huh.
when I get to a
It
point
goes to
that
my subconscious mind, I guess, and I just push from there.
now
Yeah.
when I was like that in school and it was coming to like an Oreo or something like that that I had to take and learn.
Yeah.
I would take and do that, and I would have it on for everybody that's old enough to know, I have it on the tape, and we had an autoplay on the tape, so I would play
Uh-huh.
it backwards and forth over and over
Right,
and over
right,
again.
right.
So I would
Yeah.
learn it, especially if it's something to do with a foreign language that I knew nothing about, Chinese or
Uh-huh.
Italian or something like that, to learn the diction
Oh yeah.
correctly. But now, child, when I'm ready to go to sleep, if I take and throw one of them on 3.5,
Out, out, out like a
snoring
light.
like a big pig, baby, and then wake up, be mad because I done woke up and had to go pee.
See,
Yes.
yeah, I wish I could stay asleep for an entire night, but my mind works so much. I literally gotta have paper next to my bed. Like
Yeah.
I got to, because when I wake up and be like, darn, I wonder, jot it down. Oh, I wonder, jot it. And I
Right.
turn those, whatever I wrote down, I turn it into something like a business. My mind, it works in ways that I never thought it would,
To
just by the
work.
information and knowledge that I put in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm able to
When I get
pass
like that,
on.
when I get really bad like that, I know it's something that it's time for me to do,
Mhm.
Exactly. But the
and I
thing,
keep running
yep,
from it and not doing it. That's
right,
Yeah,
right.
that's
I'm
me.
running.
And the sad part of this is that a lot of people think that that's not right. And this is why a lot of women don't continue in the business, because sometimes your husband's telling you, oh, you spend too much time on that, or you I don't want to hear that tonight, or whatever, and they stop because they think, well, maybe that's a sign that I shouldn't be doing it, because the world
Mhm.
tells us is something wrong with you that you can't
Something,
departmentalize your
especially if
business
your intuition is
or
screaming at
being
you.
your mom. So I say, as women as a whole, it's 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 easier for a man to build a business versus us, because we wear all these hats and we're held accountable for all these hats, and then we
Yeah.
feel guilty. Like, I had guilt starting my business because I thought that there was something wrong with me sitting in front of my laptop for 8 hours. That's bad,
Yeah.
right? Because you hear one insult online that, hey, you could work your business 2 hours a week. That's a lie.
That is a
You
whole
only
lot.
did
It
If
take
you
about
don't want it to
2 hours
go
Wow.
to make
anywhere,
a
That
shoot.
is
promo.
so false. But then you hear that, and some people literally think if I spend more than 2 hours a week on my business, there's something wrong. No, it's
Mm-mm.
not.
It
It's
takes me
not.
2 hours to make a promo video.
Yeah, it's not nothing wrong with that. You spend as much time as you can, as
Yes.
much time as you want. I'd rather spend the time now because I have young kids. My kids are young. My oldest is 12. My youngest is 10, 11 months.
Oh,
So
okay.
my biggest thing is that 6 years from now, when my oldest son say, "Mom, I'm going to college," I don't want to come with an empty wallet, like I ain't got nothing in this purse for
That
you,
part.
and then he has to get
Yeah.
student loans like I did and figure it out, on his own. I
Yeah.
don't want that, and I don't want my daughters to have to depend on no man either
And
to
that's,
get
but
by.
that's the crazy thing, like Tasha was saying. But when spirit or the inspiration hit me, I gotta act on it right then and
You
there.
got
Like,
to act
whatever
on
is,
it right
is coming
there.
to me, like putting the intros and stuff together here.
Yeah,
It If it does not flow, I stop.
and here's
But
why you
once
got
I
to
get it to
act
a
on it,
point that it
Jasmine.
flows,
Yeah.
Yes,
it's a
here's
wrap.
why you got to act on it, because God will
Yeah.
give it to somebody else.
He
I seen it
will.
with my own eyes.
I
You'll
see.
be you'll be watching a commercial. You're gonna say, "Oh my God, last year I
I
had that
love
idea.
it. I
I
forgot
had
it.
that idea. I had it. It was in my mind. I wrote it down,
You
but I
know
didn't
what?
take action on it."
And same
He's going to
with
give it to somebody else, and it's going to come back to you full circle. He's gonna show it in front of you on the largest platform you ever seen, and to the point where you feel like shit inside. Because you're like, damn, I had that idea.
Well,
I had
child,
an idea like that.
let
I
me
had
Because
give
God
you one
ain't gonna wait
even
for you. He's
let me
not.
give you one even worse than that one,
Uh-huh.
baby. Child, how
Mhm.
about having your niece or your nephew walk up to me and say something to you that it could not have been nothing, or I could be having a conversation with one of these
Mhm.
and it come up.
Mhm. It
I
comes up.
Okay, well, thank you, I appreciate that. Now let me go ahead and
Mhm.
do it like I was supposed
Mhm.
to.
You
That's
never know.
why I
It's
push people. That's
reciprocal.
why, because
Yeah.
that's not going to be your story. That's not going to. I always tell my clients, this is not going to be your story. You're not going to come at me next year saying, "Oh, such and such. Oh, somebody stole my idea." No, 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 sis. God just gave it to them. You didn't want it.
Yeah.
You may sow the seed and put it out there, and he planted that seed in somebody else. But that's why you got to take action, even if
Yep.
it's something that you're going to fall flat on your face on. Because I learned I wake up waiting to make mistakes. Because I learn from every mistake. I'm only in competition with Letitia Campbell. That's it.
Yes.
So when I
Yeah.
make a mistake or error, F
You
up or
only in
whatever, I'm
competition with
learning
who?
from it. Only me. Yeah. Letitia
Say that one
Campbell.
more time for the
Let
ones in the back.
Letitia Campbell. I'm only in competition with myself. I'm always looking at how can I make myself better than yesterday. Honestly, I am.
Uh-huh.
So when I walk in a room and it could be somebody has larger followers than me, I'm like, girl, that girl put her panties on just like I do. She don't fly into her underwear. She don't soar. I just like I do.
Right.
She's not bigger than me. I'm number one. That's why I put number one on in front of my
Period.
title. And I tell my
Period.
clients to do the same. Don't because you're number one to somebody. I learned that from ET. That's what I'm saying. I learned that from him,
Keep
and I was
on
like,
home.
yes, yes. Eric Thompson, yeah. He said
Yeah.
he was a number. He said he was a number one motivational speaker before you became the number one motivational speaker. You
Yeah.
speak it into existence, and you talked a little bit
Yeah.
about the subconscious mind, Tasha, about how
Mm-hmm.
the subconscious mind is all about you stepping. You're not stepping into it. You say, no, I am. I am a
I
billionaire.
am.
I am
Yeah.
a millionaire. I am successful. I am going to climb. I am climbing to. I'm here already. So when you
Yeah.
act that way, you sort of your subconscious mind does. You start to transition. That's where the shift happens.
Yeah.
But
Well,
people
I
can't think
just,
that big.
baby, last night, the night before last, was a transition for me.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna sit up here and front and lie.
Mm,
Once we got done with the show,
yeah.
a part of healing for me happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna be very transparent with everybody
Mm-hmm.
that's on here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I talked to Letitia,
Mm-hmm.
she's just not sitting up here and just not giving y'all something that she ain't walking through her own self. She
Yeah.
said that me and Lily Hill can vouch for everything I'm about to
Mm-hmm.
say. But when I tell you she took it, just put me on Front Street and got my mind thinking where my mind should be at instead of
Right.
where everybody else assumed my mind's supposed to be in that, and
Yeah.
gave me, because the fire was dying. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. The fire was dying down some.
Yes.
But them gave me a
Yes.
whole new
Mm.
oomph on that fire. And like,
Huh.
well, girl, I didn't even think about it like that. Well,
Mm.
Yeah.
and
Wow.
I'm appreciative
You're welcome, sis.
because some people can't take chastising from someone else,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and it wasn't even a brutal one. It was a
Mm-hmm.
let's get up and go. You still got work to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a nudge.
Yes,
Y'all,
it's
Yes. It
work
was
ain't
love.
done
y'all,
yet. It's work. You still got work to do.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why you got to get around people who are doing big things. If you're
That's
around the same people that are on your level or under, you got to get
bro.
away from them. And I know that sounds mean. Like I know somebody's gonna say, "Oh, that sounds mean."
It
You
ain't mean.
have to. Like I'm
You
in a
gotta
group
want
right
more for
now. Yeah,
yourself.
I'm in a group right now where it's 7, 8, 9 figure earners, and I'm learning. And I cannot be around women who don't take action. I can't. I'm a Capricorn. We're all about energy. We're empaths. We take on, and if there's positive energy in the room, we're going to take on that. If it's negative, we're going to take on that. So it's like to guard all that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
only see success every day. I'm like, oh, it's like I can see
Right.
imaginary money everywhere. Like that's why all my graphics, I'm like, I want money just to rain
Money.
on me. I
I
want it
love
just if it's listen, like we did one money shot where like pouring money on me. I was like, no. I went to my graphic designer. I was like, can you just make fake money and just put it all over?
it. Yeah. I
Period.
love it.
Yes.
I
Period.
love it.
And
Yes.
but that right there, hearing it, like Lily was
Mm.
saying, hearing it from other successful,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not trying to be, but hearing it from other successful black
It's a different
women,
relationship.
It's a
Me and
different.
knowing
Tasha can have a different conversation versus
Mhm.
other that's different from normal women, different from the 9 to 5 minded girls, people.
Right.
Because they're only thinking that bi-weekly paycheck
Yeah.
mentality.
Oh,
I
mm,
girl,
don't
when I
think
work, I'm
like
gonna get my
that.
25-cent raise. Oh, good luck with
I don't think
that.
like that. I
Good luck.
don't.
I yeah.
and that's why I felt like with this, it was something not only needed, but it's for someone,
Mm-hmm.
and it starts at home first.
Mm-hmm.
So it started with me first. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
are we all are helping each other
That's right. Yeah.
in
We're
a
pouring into
avenue
each
that
other.
we might have felt like we was weak in that we didn't really want to share with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
when
We
it's
talked
a
about that.
divine thing and it's put to where it's supposed to be at,
Mm.
it's gonna happen.
It's
And
gonna
I can
happen.
understand why Lily's sitting and absorbing all of this, because
Yeah.
sometimes you just have to sit
Sit back
and
and be
absorb.
quiet.
Bask in
Mm-hmm.
it.
And just take
Sometimes
it
you just
in.
have to you have to look at where the manifestation is coming from, because if you ain't got no proof in the pudding,
Man.
If you're the smartest person in the room, you got to be in different rooms. So I'm
You
like
better
Lily when I'm
right
on
there.
when I'm in in my groups and stuff, like groups that I'm being coached, I'm quiet, but I ask
Me
questions
too.
though. That's the only
Yeah.
time I talk is when I have a question. Okay,
Yeah.
that's it.
And that's great though. 'Cause I've seen myself be around a circle of friends, and when I say I lost a lot of friends within the last year,
Yeah.
because we were doing the same things. We were getting around each other. We would drink. We would just laugh. And then when I start talking about business, the room gets quiet, and
It's
it's like
quiet. It's like you're
I
speaking
said, I need
Chinese.
new friends. I need new friends. And the friends that I was thinking about, as I was saying, that were successful friends, six-figure
Yeah.
plus friends that had their own business. When I say people were coming around me, and I was like, oh, and people were like, hey, so what do you do for your business? Do you own your own business? Like, yeah. And I would have a conversation with a stranger,
Right.
like literally, and I'm like, oh, you can do that. Oh, you can do that. Yeah, here's my card. Call me.
Call
And
me.
I'm,
Yep.
whoa, I just learned
It's
something.
different for me.
So
I
different.
had to drop my friends because our hours were different. Like when they want to talk, like that was my time to get out there and connect with my audience.
No.
Like for me, like the mid-level around lunchtime a day, I'm taking a little nap. You know what I'm saying? They ready to
Like,
talk and have a conversation and stuff like that. I'm up at 3, 4 a.m. So it's just like the hours shifted. I'm like,
yeah.
they'll call. I'm like, I'm on a discovery call right now. I'm on a client call right now. I'm teaching a class. And it's like, you don't have time for me. I'm like, well, I don't.
I
Sorry.
know.
Yeah, I don't. Like,
And it's not even being rude or anything, but I
mm-mm.
want more than what you want.
And you
And
know what's so funny, Tasha?
friendship
Like,
can be,
yeah,
hold
yeah,
on, let me get
yeah,
to this.
Y'all better
yeah.
come on and educate me.
Yeah, because like Labor Day came up, right, Tasha? Like I didn't even know it was Labor Day. I'm like, oh, it was a holiday day.
Right. I'm
Like
sitting there
I don't.
thinking, dinner. I ain't been to the grocery store to cook or nothing. I'm just thinking about these snacks. I'm stacking up and trying to
Yeah,
give my
like
family something.
people live for the holiday. People live for the weekend.
Yeah.
Like we don't. It's like what?
Yeah.
Every
I
day
don't
is
think about
Money
it. Yeah.
Day.
Well,
But
Every
see,
just to
day
I
is
be
Friday.
honest with you,
and I
I just
understand exactly where y'all coming from because I'm in that mind frame of doing the shift from corporate to self.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
the sitting up and the thinking about and what is my next move? What is my outcome going to be if I do this? What is my
Mm-hmm.
outcome going to be doing this? And then on top of it, trying to call myself trying to go back to school too.
Well, you could.
So,
Yeah, you
The
could.
knowledge is always going to be appreciated.
That I feel like that
Yeah.
is the right way to go back to school.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I went for. I told you in the last episode, I went for networking administrations. When I graduated, I had a degree that I couldn't do nothing with.
Yeah.
mhm,
Nothing, because when I first got it, the economy was good, and then we had that crash, and then
Mhm.
people were getting laid off left, right, and center. Had I
Yeah.
turned it around, I would have took all business classes. Really, not. I'm
Right.
not going to say that. That taking network administration did help me to apply it to my business. I'm not going to say that, but going into the workforce, I couldn't do it. There was no jobs.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just like when Jasmine, because like that's how you know that you're ready for a shift. I used to go to work and be like, why am I thinking about doing that? Why am I thinking about doing that? Why am I at work thinking about doing this? Like that's the moment when it's like the universe is telling you, hey, I got more for you than just clocking in for somebody else. Clock in for yourself. Pay yourself, do what, because I used to go to work thinking, oh, okay, 17, 18 is good. That's good. No, no, that's not good for me. My standards for myself have really increased, since now that I know my worth, I know what I want. And I know staying up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, knowing I gotta wake up and make a cake at 7, it brings me nothing but joy for that. And that's one reason why I literally had to get serious about it and get everybody away from me that didn't need to be around me. Because just like Leticia said, I'm an absorber of energy. Geminis are carbon. We're like carbon copies of energy. If you give me bad energy, I'm gonna soak into it, and I'm not gonna get out the bed. So I got to get you away from me.
And you know what you want because remember, y'all have those two sides of you. It's no in
Mhm.
between. Either
None.
you're
We ain't
gonna
got no
make.
gray areas. Either black or white.
Yes, it's no gray areas. So it's
Mm.
like you got to
oh,
be
that's one of
around
them Gemini
honest.
things.
Yeah,
I thought
Geminis
that
have
was,
to be around
I thought
honest,
that was
driven.
like
My
that.
son's a Gemini, and
Was
with
that
Yeah,
Geminis, you got to
Sagittarius
be
too?
around honest, driven people. You can't be
got
around people
to.
that be like, I don't know,
I know,
maybe.
baby.
You're like, girl, what do you want to do? What is it that you want to do?
Because people call us indecisive, but we're waiting on others because I
Yes,
already know what I want to do. I'm just
yes,
waiting
yes,
on you.
Well,
yes.
That
what's my
energy,
problem?
I cannot.
So y'all, Sagittarius are emotional though. You're emotion. You put a lot of emotion into your what you do, and you can't do that anymore, Jasmine.
You know,
You
yeah,
can't.
y'all drive through passion,
Yes, you can't. I
hot,
mean,
fiery passion.
spot on.
And if nobody else has that same passion, you're like, well, I guess I don't then.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
I want
it's almost like what the Gemini is. We're right across from the wheel of each other. So that's why I get along with Sagittarius so much because
Mm-hmm.
we're literally like the same
Mm-hmm.
type
The
of sign. Like,
Geminis are more ruthless with it
oh,
too. Yeah.
I'm not backing down off shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what I say
Mm-hmm.
is what I say, and what I don't say is what I don't say. You gonna
That's
see.
right.
But if it's like if I say I'm gonna do my business this way, and somebody
Mm-hmm.
says, I think you should do it this way. Where your business at? That's what we
Mm-hmm.
where your business at?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you going to work in the morning? Oh, okay.
mm,
And that's the
Why?
real part of
Yes.
me because I know what I want for my business.
Uh-huh.
But Jasmine, she'll be like, if somebody say, "Oh, you can't do your business like that," and she'll be like, "Okay, why not?" And then her mind will start thinking about the things that she can do. Me, I'm gonna tell you, like,
Uh-huh.
okay, where your business at? See,
Yeah.
Jasmine,
So
she's gonna be
I
influence
like, but
is
she'll let
huge
you
for
know.
Jasmine. Yes.
Yeah,
Having your
Jasmine,
own plan, your own
yeah,
idea, your own strategy is huge for you, Jasmine.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
gonna
and,
take
and
you
and
far.
I, I do think a lot of times I agree and I somewhat disagree a little bit too, Tasha, because when I get hell bent on something, I get hell bent on it. Come
Mm-hmm.
hell or high water,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
think
Mm-hmm.
that comes from my mom
Mm-hmm.
because my mom, I don't know what her astrological sign is. She's uh August the 7th. I don't know what that is, but
I think that's a Leo.
Leo,
when she
yeah.
gets something locked in her mind,
Yeah.
See,
it's a
and
wrap.
that's what I'm
And
saying.
I've been
That
around that
fiery
for so
passion,
long.
Leos are very stubborn people. They just
yeah,
stubborn their way to success.
yeah. But they
Do
still
they get locked
they
in?
drive
That's
with
true.
passion too. They drive with passion too. Like,
Yeah.
and just like not, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying is if you
I get
fall,
what you're saying. I know you're not
yeah.
bashing it. I understand what you're
Yeah,
saying.
because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you're very passionate of what you really want, and you want to make sure that it's you. That's you just want the best for whatever you decide to do. You want to make sure it's your lane.
Yeah, and just take the emotion out of it. Take
Yeah,
the. It's like what Beyonce said. She's like, I take myself out of this. I take me out.
yeah.
And
Oh,
Sasha fears. I think that's her alter. Like you gotta have like an alter ego. Mine is Tropicana. I call her Tropicana.
Yeah.
So
Mine is the
that's
Gemini.
okay,
yes.
Tropicana.
So she walks in and she's
Yeah.
like, I am the moment.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I step into it's like what I told you last time when I first watched Cleopatra. She's coming down off the pyramid. I was like,
Mhm.
I'm Cleopatra.
I'm Cleopatra.
I'm her. That's what
Well,
I
I
Yeah,
got to
you
shaved
figure
my
gotta
out who
tap
my
into
alter
eyebrows.
something
ego
different.
is.
I
Yeah,
drew
we
my
gotta tap
eyebrows
into
on.
something different. We gotta tap into something different. Cause like me running
Yeah.
my business, just being Tasha, I'm not gonna know what to do. But when the Gemini gets there, she like, hey, baby, focus, focus. You need
Hmm.
this and you need this and you need this. Like I am the most organized Gemini you will ever meet. I
Yeah.
organize by color, I organize by size, I organize by category.
OCD.
Yeah, you cannot.
You gotta step into that moment where you're like, okay, somebody gotta get fired today.
Yeah.
Somebody, I gotta let go of this situation today.
Yeah, but it's a
Talking
very
about
it's a
another love
very great it's a
PKO.
great feeling. It's a great feeling to be a business owner because you
It
literally get to
is.
see
It
the fruits
is.
of your labor that
You
you
meet
have
some
created.
phenomenal people.
Oh, yeah.
I met 12-year-old girls that have a business. And let me tell you, teacher, all you on this side of advice who have children, teach them about entrepreneurship, please. They'll do it better than you. They
Yeah,
will, because
yeah,
they fresh. They didn't go through that moments of trauma in life and say you can't do this and you gotta go get an education, a job. That's the way
yeah.
to life.
Yeah, they
But
haven't
you
been
meet
stuck with
some,
the traumas yet.
they haven't, but you meet some amazing people when you build a business. You do, you really do. I meet some amazing. All of you guys are amazing. Tasha,
Yeah,
Jasmine, Lily, yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, everybody I have around me now, they're business owners. I
Yeah,
don't have anybody that's really just sitting around not doing anything.
exactly.
I can't be around
We're
those.
bouncing ideas off of each
Yeah,
other. It's like
yeah,
a
and I love it. I love it.
magic.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So when Jasmine came to me and said, "Hey, I got an idea for a show," this, and I was just sitting there in awe, like,
Let's go.
"Girl, I'm there. I'm there." Like,
Yeah, like my show, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna reach out to a few people to sponsor me. Okay, I'm gonna send an email. I send like 100
yeah,
emails, and okay, if 99 people say no, one person's gonna say yes. Somebody gotta say yes.
hey,
All
that's
these
fine.
people
Period.
out here.
I'll go with that one, and we'll keep it trucking.
Period.
Let's go. Somebody gotta say yes.
Lily,
Yeah,
you got anything to say? I feel like we just leaving you
Sorry,
out
Lily.
in the
sorry,
curve.
Lily. We
I'm gonna
I
go on
talk.
mute.
No, 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 no. This is the night for Black women, and so often Black women are silenced and made to feel belittled. But the fact that you all can just speak your talents, your knowledge, and your truth it's just been an honor just to even be able to listen firsthand of all your trials and tribulations, and then your testimonies, as I call them, the success that you've had. Like, I'm literally sitting here taking notes, like, okay, so wait, I need to do this and I need to do that. Okay, so me thinking this, no, 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 I need to be a bad
Mm-hmm.
and go ahead and do it.
Just go
Yeah,
ahead and do it.
because the only thing that's stopping you is you.
That's it. And there are
That
going to be people that are going to look at you and hate on you. I get so
Woo!
listen. I get a lot of hate. Let me tell you.
part,
I'll there's sometimes where I get ratchet and I'll do it live and I say and speak it and then sometimes I'm like, you know what?
I done
Even
went too far.
Jesus had haters. So I'm gonna have
Ooh,
haters. I'm
Yeah,
gonna have naysayers. So I'm not gonna walk around here like I'm shocked, like, oh,
like God, you don't
like
like me.
they don't like
You don't like me.
what
I
you
do
talked about
have
me behind my back, really, girl? Because
Say it loud. Say it
the
loud so
people
we
that
know
are
it's in
hating
person.
on me ain't doing shit.
not a damn
Mm.
You
thing.
still working.
Don't that be the crazy
You
thing?
still
No.
girl, you ain't doing a damn thing.
You
Mm.
waiting every
I
Friday
see.
for
I
a
can
face.
see you
Yes. So
about
go
to get
ahead
to
and hate on me, girl. That's all you gotta do, girl. Just go ahead and do it. I mean, you
Well,
got nothing else
Jill
to do.
Scott put out that song, "Hate on Me, Haters,"
Hate on,
Yeah.
go
because
ahead.
I'm living my
I am
life
a
like it's
freedom
golden.
for nobody.
I know
Oh,
something like that.
how much is that shirt?
Ooh,
I gotta get some more printing. Yeah.
And when you do, contact me.
Yes.
I will
Yes.
rock that.
And when
I
I
got
do
you.
events, 1, 2, 3, freedom and us. So
Freedom
I
yes.
do
is
have one
okay.
question for all you
Mm-hmm.
amazing Black women.
Mm-hmm.
Because being a Black women, you pretty much the fruit of the earth. Like you
Yes.
keep the earth going, you keep it in rotation, you keep it flowing, you keep it in fruition, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
How do all of you as Black women, in times that you are feeling that, and I think you all kind of talked on that, but you
Mm-hmm.
really like take this moment to really elevate it. How do you all as Black women, will you feel that, or those moments or that time like where you're just feeling kind of down, or the creative forces aren't flowing as they usually are?
Mm-hmm.
How do you take the time to one, do self-care,
Mm-hmm.
and then two, to get the juices flowing again?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
You
Mm.
want to start, Tasha? You want me to
Hey,
start?
I get started.
Go ahead.
One thing is for sure. I take my shoes off. I walk outside in my backyard and I get in the grass. I ground myself. I
Mm-hmm.
meditate. I quiet my mind. And the reason
Mm-hmm.
why you meditate is to quiet your mind, to hear your intuition and what the universe
That's
is
right.
trying to show you. And
Yeah.
once you get to that point, the universe gonna tell you, don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. You at this point because you had to get back to you. So when you get to that point where you're having those thoughts, where you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I don't want to do this. Is this for me? Is this that's the overthinking part we need to banish and get
Mm-hmm.
away with. So when you
Mm-hmm.
ground yourself and you meditate, it's your intuition saying, baby girl, you got this.
That's
Get your
right.
ass back in that kitchen and make them damn cupcakes and shut up.
That's right. That's
So
right.
once you get back in there, a new creative plume just happens.
Mm-hmm.
And my cakes get larger and they get bigger and they get sweeter and they get better.
Mm-hmm.
That's the moment.
Yeah.
You got to take a step back in order to go forward. And I call that the catapult effect.
That's right. That's right. That's so true. When there are moments in my business when I feel down, I call it something different. The moments in my business where I felt like a shift or felt weird or just felt not myself, it was God telling me to stop for a moment and listen. And that happened to me a week ago when I was about to get into a new partnership, and then God was just like, stop, so I had to take a moment and stop. And in that moment, I'm crying. I
Mhm.
literally be up night, literally tearing up because I let things pass through me. Like I said, I'm an empath, so I let the emotions come out. So I sit there, I cry, I weep and things like that, and I just let it go through me. Another thing is I have 5 children. And I really have these moments in my life where I say, I have too much on the line to sit here in
Yeah.
this moment and be sad, upset, and depressed. Too much on the line.
Because they're
So
watching.
they're watching me. They're watching how I handle conflict. They're watching how I handle negativity. They're watching how I handle everything. And they can't react how other nationalities react to stress. Okay,
Yes.
especially my boys, because they will be put in a situation or circumstances that can change their life totally. Like my husband, he's a I'm sorry, my son, my oldest son, he's a Gemini too. So I have to teach him how to tame that anger side of him, because they have that in, like,
Yeah.
the reactors. It's
Quickly.
like
It's quick.
and me being a manifesting generator, where everything that I manifest comes to fruition because I generate. I just don't think, oh, I'm gonna write a vision board, and like I don't even have those things. Those things are more than me. So for me, it's like I look at what's on the line. I got 5 souls sitting in that other room, sitting in this house, running around playing. I got to keep that fridge full, because I grew up when the fridge wasn't always full. We was eating sugar
Okay.
sandwiches. You take the sugar, put it on the white bread, and eat it.
Syrup
You know what I'm
sandwich.
saying? So I don't want, I think of that. I think of what the hell is on the line.
Yes.
And why am I feeling this way right now? Like, because everything's cause and effect. It's like, why am I feeling sad? Why am I feeling emotional? And you gotta just feel it. There's times where I feel so many different pieces of energy, and I'm like, I just feel something going on right now. I don't know what to articulate it as. And even now I'm tearing up a little bit, because I just allow things to just pass through me. Because I feel like when we say we depress, it's really you blocking a message.
Woo.
It's really, that's what it is. You're blocking something, because it's like you feel funny, because again, the women in my family weren't entrepreneurs. They weren't business owners. So, I grew up around women that are just like, they who they are and what they are. So the emotions that come up with me in the beginning, I didn't know how to articulate it, because I'm the only one that have ever felt this way. So I think that's the biggest thing, guys, is that what's on the line. And sometimes I tell people, maybe this is not for you,
Mhm.
because you got to handle your emotions. You got to handle this,
Right.
this energy that comes up, because when you're helping people, like you're Tasha, you're helping people through your
Yeah.
products.
I
I'm
got to
helping
snap
people through
out of
my
that.
services. They look
Mhm.
at you in your face, and they look at you, and you inspire them, and they're like, I had a client told me, Letitia, I almost killed myself. If you was in my life, I would have killed myself, put a gun in my head and shot myself. And I take that in like, oh my
Oh my
God.
God.
Because my
Yeah.
3 pillars of business is ROI. Normally, ROI means return on your investment. It means results, opportunity, and impact. It's that impact when you punch a wall, you breaking it. Like it's an impact. And that's what I feel like I create with people all the time. It's like I want to impact them. Now, when you impacting somebody, you're taking on their energy at the same time. So this is
Gotcha.
why I know Jazmine and Tasha, you guys say this when we're done with our business, we want to lay down. Like we just poured into this,
Yeah.
and sometimes people don't understand that. So I have, like I said, I mean, you have to have an entrepreneurial mindset, and if you got to understand that there's all going to be moments where you're going to question the process, and you just got to fight through it.
And see, I was at that present point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was dealing with, different personal things or whatever going on.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of everything else, y'all, I actually have one more burden to bear. I have a whole trans burden to bear, which not that many people understand, and not that many people understand even how to do it. Doing that, doing having a successful YouTube channel, being successful corporate wise, trying to think of what's the next step. Taking a rest is good, but it's clearing the mind. And
Hmm.
for me, clearing the mind is listening to or getting in my car, driving off sometimes, and listening to music and just not talking to anyone, not saying anything, just having music playing. Because people don't realize music can do more for you than people understand. Like music can take you to places that you might have never visited before. And I'm kind of sort of like, how Letitia was saying, I've tried several times to do the vision boards. I can't do vision boards. When I see something, I have to see it through and it has to stay here.
Yeah.
Because when it leaves from here and it comes out, I feel like it's giving, I don't know
It's,
what entities
it's a
people
watered
take and
down
believe in.
effect.
I don't, the devil, evil spirits, whatever. I feel like when it's here, it's safe. But when it comes out and someone else can visually see it or something else can visually see it, I feel like it's going to get attacked. So I have to keep it here first. And once I keep it here first, and once it comes out, it's manifest, it's doing what it needs to do
It
at
needs
that
to
present
be.
point in time. So I do the whole quiet. And then another therapy for me is cooking. Like when I get in the kitchen, I can put all that into what I'm making: the sorrow, the hurt, the anger, the upset, the frustration, the letdown, the being talked about, the being scandaled, all that stuff I can take and I can put that into something and make something beautiful. I often talk about about scars. Not
Mhm.
scars, beautiful pieces.
I
Ashes is
love
what
that
it is.
song.
Yes, and it brings me back to what I was saying about the ashes. When I'm taking and breaking down and doing those different things, and I'm at my lowest end, I can pick up those ashes and look at where I was at that present point in time. In a metaphor speaking, I can look back at where I was. And I go back to what I said earlier. If you're stagnant, that means you're not alive. That means you're staying still. It's
You're not
holding
in
on to.
alignment. Hmm.
Right.
But
True.
if you're taking and you're studying moving, and you have something else, and whether your goal is your kids, whether your goal is your parents, whether your goal is wealth, whether your goal is just seeing it through to see how it's going to be, you are the only force that's going to stop you. Because the love, the hate, the heart, the passion, the soul, if it doesn't come from here, like Letitia was saying, like Tasha done
Mhm.
said, if you don't have it coming from here, baby, ain't nothing. You can get motivated by the best speakers in the world. You can
Period.
have the best ideas in the world, but if you can't motivate self to get self to where you need to be at, all it is a whole bunch of air coming to you.
That's
Right.
right. Hold
Let me
yourself
piggyback.
accountable.
Let me piggyback off of that you just said, Jasmine.
Go ahead, baby.
When you get ready to do certain things, music is great and all. I want to encourage all of you guys go on a diet, not just about what you eat, what you put inside of you, the things that you hear, the things that you read, the things that you look at. Everything plays a part with your mind. Everything. That's why when
Hmm.
I make my cakes, I don't listen to no rap music, none of that. I listen to 528 hertz music. I listen to a healing frequency. I listen to happy frequency. I listen to things that's going to literally pour into me, that's going to bring some type of positive effect. That's what I call dieting. Like I'm putting everything in me that's positive so I can exude it out. Because whatever you put in, you get out. Like you can't go to the bank and get $1,000 if you only put 20 cents in there, you know. So
Well, you better come on.
yeah, put into you what you're wanting to push out. Want light? You want to push out light? Bring in light. Be able to be a light for other people, but you can't do that if your mind is totally off. You
And
got
you've
to
got to
tap into
learn.
somewhere.
You've got to learn how to discern the begin from the two.
Yeah,
Like I was saying, and I'm going to be quiet because we're about to wrap this up. Like I was saying, you have to put yourself around people that want the same out of life like you do. So if you don't have those positive people, a pastor once told, used to say this a whole bunch of times, and I never understood the meaning until a couple years ago. You have 24 hours in the run of a day, 12 hours to do yours, 12 hours to mind your own, meaning your business. What you should do daily is stand in front of the mirror and do an inventory check. Now, what that inventory check is going to entail is that are you doing what you're supposed to do? Are you minding your own business? Are you keeping your businesses going? Is your household together? Are you working on making your household better than what it was before? Are you creating a better you? Because believe it or not, the person that I was 5 minutes ago is not here anymore. It's a
yeah,
new being. You're
yeah,
always evolving. So if you don't take nothing else from this, if you're not evolving, you're stagnant. If you're stagnant, you're dead. Something
amen.
that's stagnant can't hold life into it. Look at a river that is stagnant. There's no live fish in it. There's no live bacteria in it. There's nothing. There's just water,
Yeah. Sitting, not
and
flow.
it's dead. It has a rotten, fishy, stanky smell to it because it's dead. It's stagnant.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna be quiet. I'm yielding the floor to Tasha the Gemini. You
Right.
have I'm yielding the floor to you back.
Okay. Well, you guys can reach me on Instagram at Tasha underscore the underscore Gemini underscore. I'll put it over here in the comments for you guys. Once you hit me on Instagram, you can pretty much find me anywhere. I have all of my businesses on one page and they disperse to different pages. So if you find me there at Tasha underscore the underscore Gemini underscore. So once you find me there, hit me up for my TikToks, my cakes, lip glosses, and of course the Munchie Junkie Company.
Alrighty, hold on for just a second for us. And the one and only Miss Letitia Campbell.
Yeah, so thank you everybody for joining us tonight. I think the biggest takeaway for me, and I want you guys to definitely take this takeaway, is start taking action. Start taking action. Don't I always tell people all the time, jump and grow your wings on the way down. Right, just do that. So again, I do my master classes twice a month. They do fill up quick, so if you're interested in learning how to grow and scale your business or brand through email marketing, go to buildtobillions.com. You can definitely go there. And on Instagram, I'm at the real, yes, the real
Yes,
Letitia
the
Campbell.
real. Yes, the real. Hold on for just 1 second for us. Lily, final words and thoughts.
Listen, tonight was just absolutely amazing. I don't want you all to think that I was not participating or listening. Like, I just feel like with Black women, it's so important, and I feel like what Black women speak is so powerful. So for me, yes, I do identify as non-binary, but I am perceived publicly as, still male or at least feminine male. But that's a different story in itself. But thank you to all you amazing three amazing Black women who spoke tonight. You have truly just given so much knowledge, so much expertise, and just shared yourselves. And that's not an easy thing to do because I know to each of you all's journey, there is so much we don't know. There's so much we still need to learn. And the fact that you all took the time out of your busy schedule just to even come and share with us, I just want you to know it's appreciative, it's honorable, and thank you all so much. Like words cannot express the thanks that I or the audience can give to all of you for sharing your knowledge to how we can be better ourselves, not only ourselves but the generations that's to come. And I think that's what so many people are doing right now is thinking about how can I make the next generation after me be better than me. And you all have done that so perfectly. So thank you all so much for that.
Ooh, those
Thank
are some
you.
big
And
words
thank
to
you,
live up to,
Jasmine.
baby.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you
Thank
you
for
you.
all
the
too.
opportunity. Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Jasmine.
viewers. Thank you,
Thank
viewers.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Because
Hmm.
I'm
Well,
glad you kept going.
huh?
I'm glad you kept going.
Yes.
I'm glad you kept going because I remember
Yes.
when you were ready to just say,
That's
F
it.
this. Thank you for continuing
Mm.
to keep going.
I'm appreciative. Thank you so very much.
Because it ain't
What-
easy running on empty.
It really is
It's like
not.
you're climbing up that hill and you're like, I'm just going to push and just get, I'm going to keep going.
And people don't realize it's so hard to find genuine people
Hmm.
that are meant to pour into you.
Yeah.
You run around a lot of people that I want to say this and be very transparent when I say this. We all across a lot of people that are there for shucking and jiving.
Hmm.
But it's very hard if you are not a person that has discernment about you.
Right.
You'll allow any and everything to take and pour into you instead of the things that need to pour into you.
Hmm.
Speak.
And it's very much up to you being a soldier yourself. You
Hmm.
can't always outsource what you're trying to look for that should be already inside.
Right.
If it's
Right.
not inside, check that light bulb,
Hmm.
check that glass, check that globe, check that connection to the energy, check whatever you feel like you need to check. But you need to do some checking to figure out why you can't uplift self.
Hmm.
I can be sitting here and I can be happy all by myself. I don't need an audience to make me happy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But until you get to that point, surround yourself around people that are willing to take and pour into you positive.
Hmm.
Because the world is so full of so much negative, you can get negative anywhere.
Anywhere.
But when is
Any-
that person or those people going to pour into you positive? That's why I try to surround And my new motto is trying to surround myself around people that are number one at a higher playing field than I am because I'm trying to strive to get to where they are. So I'm
Mm.
listening and taking notes, and whether y'all know it or not, this gonna be one of them ones I'm going back and gonna be doing this number. Okay, so let me see what them helpers said about this. Let me see.
Yes.
And if you don't run across somebody in a run of a lifetime that has motivated you to do something, check what's going on. I don't understand. We go through this life, we go through a year, 365 days, and if nobody has said anything that's motivated you, and you feel like somebody's always taking from you, but nobody's motivating you, check your ego at the door. Because there's
Yes.
something wrong with your ego, not everybody else's. There's something wrong with yours because everybody can't steal from you, everybody can't take from you, and everybody can't mean you no harm. With that being said, God only made only one you. If you are not you, I don't know who the hell else can you be in this day, work, and time. The special shots going out to the one and only, you know, Lily from Past the Sugar that has been coming through and showing all the love and support, and I appreciate it. Thank you to the one and only Savon from the Savon Experience, always coming through, showing love with us. The Anthony Brown Show that's coming through, showing love with us. Special shouts going out to Kicking It with Lyric Official.
Yeah.
Um, we can't expect everybody to be in every time, and I don't expect everybody to be in every time, but the love and support, and thank y'all for, calling and checking in on me. I'm appreciative of it. Special shots out going out to the one and only, the quadruple, the star herself, coming through with her own TV show. Did I say TV show? TV show.
Girl, you better heighten
The
it up.
Gemini Effect, spilling the tea with Tasha. Um, and the
Yes.
one and only that's walking through that is the number
Yeah.
one email consultant
Yeah.
on the planet, the one and only Miss Letitia Campbell. I thank each and every one of y'all for coming through and sharing your gifts with me and my audience. And y'all know y'all are welcome anytime. Tasha will be my special guest next week on Tuesday when we come through doing um let me see if I can find my little thingy. Divine Talk.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Baby, when we come through, it's our way of giving back. It's my version of, giving back to the community. We will be talking about current events at that present point in time,
Mhm.
culture. I'm probably gonna be bringing up some of this, so don't y'all get upset and mad if I snip some of this or some of that and put it up in here because I enjoy uplifting us. And then we may even have some ratchet shit like this coming in.
You know what? I don't
But
know.
we're gonna do what we gotta do.
No.
But I thank each and every one of y'all for coming in and being a part of it. And once again, there's always beauty in our scars. And I
Yes.
love, I love, I love each and every one of y'all. Don't forget Motivated Mondays, which it's going, the Money Mondays, she come through and she give us everything. That's Miss Nivea over there. And then if you want to support the show, y'all, don't
Yes.
forget to
Some
go through
gummies.
and get y'all some apple cider vinegar go to gummies, baby.
Ooh,
And
That's
they
my
work.
official
they're
code.
good though. You try not to eat the whole bottle.
Please.
I
That's
want to
my
thank Diva Wine. She sent me a
uh-huh.
cash app. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you,
I was
Diva
gonna say that.
Ones.
Thank you guys for the cash apps. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Diva
I was like,
Ones.
oh, what's this dollar sign coming up here?
I
Yes.
know.
And I just want to say to everybody, this is what we finna do.
I'm about to go lay down. Yeah, yeah. Go lay down. Oh, go. I'll talk about how. Lay down. I'm about to go lay down. I'm about to go lay down. Look at your neighbor and say, go lay